The Schooner or Baltic Sailor, Part 3. Hello again. The last video was getting a little bit too long, so that's why I ended it where I did. And I said I was going to start making the wheel. So we'll get on with that, shall we? And there's the design. Now, again, I'm doing it on paper. And it'll be 3 layers, but in case I have any problems, I'm doing plenty of them, so I have some spare. Right, cutting the wheels. Let's see what comes out. Well, there's the cutting done. Let's see what we've got. And we have ship's wheels. Now I've just got to weed these bits out, and I'll do 3 of them and then we'll get them stuck together and see what it looks like. So maybe we'll do it the Mike Hebden way. 1 down, and then we'll get a pin somewhere, maybe there, and another one there, another one, and the last one. Okay, get some glue on that one. I did some spare ones. that didn't work. So we have to start again. And there, on the second attempt, we have a ship's wheel. And the diameter of that will give the helmsman plenty of leverage to get the rudder round, moved about, because there's no hydraulics on this boat. Particularly hiding up there, but anyway, no, that's all right, that'll do. I changed the subject a bit. In my last video I mentioned a YouTube friend called Algie. Well, I said that he was sure he'd know a better way of doing the hull than I was using. And sure enough, he left a comment with a very, very good suggestion. And the next time I have that problem, I shall follow his suggestion. But he also said that this cloth that I'm going to try and use for the sails, he said, I think it's going to be too heavy. Well, it could well be. But I'm going to have a try anyway. And I got myself some PVA ready and laid the cloth out on a piece of card here, and I'm going to start coating it with PVA, and we'll see what happens when it's dry. I don't know whether to do both sides or just the one. I'll start off with obviously the one, and we'll see how it looks or feels after that. And that's it. That's all I can do for the moment. Now I just have to let that dry, but I'll have to hang it up. Well, otherwise it's going to stick to the cardboard, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm using that as my washing line at the moment, and it's hanging up there to dry it. I'm making some progress with the masts. You can see here on the original, the mast is extended up by this short piece which I've bound on there, and I've got to do the mizzen mast. And by the look of this here, the gaff has got a top boom and a bottom boom. So you've got the gaff and the boom at the base of the sail, the foot. So what I've done, I've attached a small piece of wire and glued it and bound it on with cotton, and then I've drilled a hole in the mast here. So that goes in there like that, and when it's fixed it won't fall over, I hope. It won't fall over, but anyway, it's got to be glued obviously, one way or the other depending on which way the sail's going. So that would be on there, and I've got another one to put on here, which my other photographs that I've watched all had a look at, and this one you can see the boom actually comes beyond the stern, beyond the transom. So that's two more I've got to make. I've done the other. I'm doing the other boom here, the top boom here, and the bottom booms I've got to do. So that is coming on. Now I've got all my bits ready. Nothing is fixed down at the moment. Everything is just loose. And I've got the booms made for the gaffs, the gaff boom, the other ones, and they're the two lower ones, one for there, one for here, and the bowsprit ready to go on there. The first thing, or the next thing I'm going to do, is drill two more holes in the masts to take the bottom booms of the sail, the gaff sails. So I'll mark those, I'll get those drilled, and then I'm going to start on the rigging. Now I'm not going to fix the mast in any way. I'm just going to leave them so that I can cut the rigging off and lift the mast out if I need to for any reason in the future. So I'll get on with this drilling. That's one of them. And I've got a piece of wire and bind that onto the boom there, and then pass it through the mast, and I'll make it fast by bending this bit down afterwards. And I'll do that on both of them, and then we'll have both the booms on. And that should be okay to go. But now I'm going to start on the rigging. And I've got the shrouds to do. So I'll just move everything out the way here. And to make the shrouds, I'm going to use this off-cut of ply here. And then I'm going to make the shrouds. I think I'm really going to make 4 vertical strands on the shrouds. I'm going to put now some pins. I've got some little pins somewhere. Where have I got those? Here they are. 2, 3, 4. Come on. Like that. I want one more up there. Right, so there's my jig for the shrouds, and what I'm going to do is, and I don't know whether this is going to work, but we'll try it. We'll make that fast onto one of the pins. I want to keep it well off the wood, because I don't want, when I use the glue, I don't want the glue touching the wood. I'm going to go round each of the nails. That one needs knocking down a bit. That's wrong. I shouldn't have gone around that, I should have gone around that one. Oh, come on, boy. God. Dear, oh dear. Back up and back down. And then that's it. I'm not doing more than that. Now I need 4 of these, 2 for them each mast, but I don't want to do them, try and do them all at the same time in case it doesn't work. That would be a shame, wouldn't it? Now what I'm thinking and what I'm hoping is that I'm going to coat that with PVA, and then with lots of little bits of cotton, just layered across, layered across, layered across, layered across, all the way up, hoping that the PVA will then set and get firm, and then I can cut the surplus off from the sides. That's the idea. I've got all the bits and pieces across there now, and I'm going to put this piece on here, because that would be where they're fixed down onto the deck. So I'm going to put that on with super glue. There's a touch. A little bit there, a little bit there. And get that on there like that. And then the moment of truth will come when I take it off the pins. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Release up the there first. Take that off. And then I think the easiest way to do this would be using my little scissors. Snip. Now then, what happens when we pick it up? We have shrouds. We have shrouds. Now I've just got to go along and cut all these furry bits off the edge, off the ends there, and it looks as if it's worked. Well, there it is. There's one there that, or another one there that didn't take, so I'll have to do those individually, separately now. But then, when that's tied onto the mast, that should look quite good, I think. So I'll get on and glue these two that didn't take properly. Well, all the shrouds are on now, and once again this video is getting too long, so I'm going to finish it off here, and you'll have to come back and see what happens when I get the sails going. So thanks very much indeed for watching this one, and as usual, BFN. Bye for now.